Yo, what's up guys, John Boogle here, and it's the moment a lot of you have been waiting for, the King Wahwah in-depth guide. It's here. This is a tricky level because of the restriction, and you got some of the most annoying peons in this one as well. The Zangroo, the Scissor-roo, and the Shadow Boxer. So that's a triple combo right there. But take away the restriction and this level becomes very, very easy. So that is why there is this restriction of normals or Ubers only. So of course, first of all, we're gonna hop into the lineup with just the normal cats. You're gonna need some very decently leveled normals if you don't have any Ubers to help out in this level at all, which I highly doubt you don't unless you're trying this level out a lot earlier than usual. But here we go. Basically, there is multiple combos you can run here. We have the Moby Dick combo with the Sportswoman combo, but if you want to, you can also replace that extra defense combo, the Sportswoman combo, with Sister Act, and it is a damage up combo. Helps out with taking the doges a lot faster, so you can do that as well. But like I was saying before, if you're not using Ubers, you're gonna have to get your normals very decently leveled. Minimum plus 40. Maybe you can slide by with plus 35 if you get super lucky, but plus 40 is the minimum, and higher than that it'll be a lot more consistent. As you can see, we have most of our units around plus 40. Some are plus 50 like Macho Legs, Eraser, but most are around plus 40. Now, as soon as you start off this level, you want to rush hard and try to get out Chimera as quick as possible. That's why bringing Rich Cat in this level is very crucial. So if you want to make your life so much easier, just bring Rich Cat so you can get Chimera out in the beginning so much faster, and that is so key to set up good runs in this level. Now all you really have to do is just cycle Macho Legs, Dragon, Chimera, maybe Whale every now and then, and Walls, and wait for the first wave of peons, which is the Zangroo and the Scissor-roo. Now if you have snipers, you could bring those as well. It does help a lot with getting that extra damage and knocking back Wahwah as well. So if you want to bring Sniper, you can. It will help tremendously, but it isn't needed at all. So the way you want to handle this first wave is either you use Laser to cancel the Zangroo's burrow, or you just hope that Chimera knocks it back. And in this case, Chimera did knock back Zangroo, so that allows us to fight the waves of the Zangroo and the Scissor-roo a lot farther away from the base, which is very key. And that is also very key why in the beginning of the level you want to push Wahwah back as much as possible, so you have so much more space to fight this peon wave without taking base damage. Another big thing I can mention is after the initial laser that you use to cancel the Zangroo's burrow, every time you get your cat cannon charged up after that, make sure you do use it. That extra damage and crowd control is super helpful and very key to knocking back Wahwah. Since Wahwah has so many knockbacks and is very easy to knock back, you want to make sure you get as many cat cannons off as possible, and having those sniper hits with those cat cannon hits will indeed do plenty of damage knockbacks to Wahwah. So after the first big peon wave, this is where you want to push super hard again, because you want to get ready for the next wave, which is the Shadow Boxer. And we all know how hellish Shadow Boxers can be, so there's going to be this period where there is a small wave of otters that send out every now and then. It's just one, so take it out quick and try as much as you can to knock back Wahwah as much as possible, as far back as you can, because you need more space to handle the SBK wave. Now another very key tip I can give you is if you take base damage before the SBK wave, there is a chance that your run is in very big risk, because during the SBK wave is the only time you should really be taking base damage, since you get knocked back pretty far. So if you take base damage before that and SBK comes in and knocks you back to your base, then you are most likely going to lose, unless you only took like one base hit and you managed to take out the waves of otters before. But taking multiple base hits before the SBK wave is very detrimental to your whole run, because this is where you use your base to pretty much tank the rest of it out and try to get this SBK killed as quick as possible. And the reason you play the endurance game at this peon wave is because this is pretty much the last big one, and after that it is just wave of doges, which can be handled by Chimera alone. So all you have to do is just spam your normals after that, spam walls, macho legs, king dragon, Chimera whale, and just kill Wahwah after that. After the SBK wave, it's pretty much the end of the level, so keep that in mind. And if you manage to get past the SBK wave, there's really no way you can lose, unless you took a shit ton of base damage when you fought the SBK wave. So keep that in mind. If you aren't able to manage Wahwah as quick as possible after the SBK wave, then you are in pretty big danger. So it is kind of RNG, but you know, that's pretty much with some of these deadly advents. They do have a small amount of RNG involved, so keep that in mind doing your runs. And I highly doubt you don't have a single useful Uber that you can use in this level, so of course I'm gonna hop into some Uber suggestions, but pretty much most Ubers will be able to help out here. But a big one being Yukimura pretty much carries the level. It is a second A Bahamut, so if you do have Yuki, make sure you do use him absolutely. But as far as generalizing what Ubers to use in this level, you want to use Ubers with a quick movement speed, a fast attack rate, and that can outrange the shadow boxers and all the other Kangroo Peons. Ubers resistant to knockback is pretty helpful in this level as well. Pretty much all the Ultra Souls in first form can some way help in this level, so you can use that. Jizzo can pretty much carry the level, Baby Gao can carry the level. There's so many useful Ubers in this level. Just make sure it is a quick movement speed or decently fast attack rate, and it can outrange the Zangroo, the Scissor-Roo, and the Shadow Boxer. Stuff to avoid is slow movement speed units and very high health slow movement speed Ubers. They won't help out as much other than the peon wave that is close to the base, but you want to push Wahwah back as much as possible, so I do not recommend using slow movement speed, high health Ubers. And long attack rate Ubers like Shishi and such, do not recommend those unless you've like knocked back Wahwah enough to where you can pretty much charge up an attack and take out the SBK wave and stuff. But pretty much Little Valk is the perfect example of an Uber to use in this level. Yukimura, Chun-Li, there's lots of Ubers. Just pretty much experiment around and find out which ones to use. But as far as strategy goes, it's pretty much the same as the first strategy, just this time you're using the Uber to help take out the SBK wave and the other Kangaroo waves a lot easier. But the strategy pretty much stays the same either way, unless you're using something like Jizzo, then you can just keep spamming Jizzo constantly. But other than that, strategy is very similar. Just wait for the big peon waves, use your Uber that you are using to take them out quicker and help out in those peon ways. Then it's just push Wahwah back over and over again until he eventually dies. So that pretty much wraps up this guide, and it's a very tricky level if you don't have either a very solid Uber to use in this level like Yukimura, Little Valk, or very high level normals, but it's pretty much doable if you have a part of 2 of those. So don't stress out too much if you're using like plus 25, plus 30 level normals, because you can pretty much slide by if you are using an Uber that can help out in the big peon waves. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this guide. Drop a like if this guide did help you out. Subscribe if you're new. Join the hashtag Boogle gang. Go in the description below and join the Boogle Discord. And yeah, that's the end of all the deadly advents. So expect to see the little cat guides coming up soon. But yeah, it's been John Boogle, and see you.